Is it okay now, Muhammad, or still the echo is there?
It's good now.
Okay. I started recording. Good. يلا كريم. Roberta Hell Whiteman.
Roberta Hale Whiteman. Um, Roberta Hale Whiteman, B. 1947, is a nationally recognized poet, scholar, and member of Oneida Nation of Wisconsin. Born in Baraboo, Wisconsin, Hill holds an MFA in creative writing and a PhD in American Studies. Her doctoral dissertation centered on her grandmother and inspiration, Dr. Lily Rose Minoka, one of the first Native American physicians. Hill's work draws on her experience as a Native American woman and on Oneida history. In addition to critically acclaimed poetry collections, she has written a biography of her grandmother.
As you can see, Karim, okay, no need. As you can see, all guys, that she was extremely influenced by her grandmother. That's why even the PhD of hers and her studies were centered mainly on her granny or grandmother, Dr. Lily Rose Minoka. She is one of the first Native American physicians. Of course, this woman, Roberta Hell Whiteman, was born in 1947, so she's now of a very old age. So what about her grandmother? She's a Native American, North American, by the way, Native North American. And actually, she's really proud of being a North American. But what you can understand at the first sight when you read your first reading of the poem, you will think that she doesn't feel that proud of being a Native American, but actually she does. But she does not say this openly, but this will be clear on the words of the bird. Morning talk, the songbird, commonly referred to as the North American robin. So here the idea is going to be centered around and on the robin. This bird is actually a thrush. Okay, so what is robin and thrush? These are two very close birds in features, but they are not relatives at all. The robin and the thrush. We all know that the thrush, also the robin originally comes from Europe, and the thrush is a Native American. It was named robin by Europeans who settled the Americas because it looks like the European robin. The two birds are not actually related, they are not relative. These facts play a key role in this poem, and we will figure this out when we start reading. I go down directly to morning talk. This is the thrush, the bird, the Native American bird that looks just like the robin with some changes in colors and physical features. Okay, let's see the poem. I'll let one of you or two read this out, then I'll try to analyze the poem from my own point of view and from the universal one. So the first one who's going to read is Abdurrahman Assam. Abdurrahman, I think you feel good today, Abdurrahman.
Mr. I have a question.
Yes. Question before we start?
Well, what page is the book?
The book is, I think, 90. No, it's 100 or 101. 101. Okay?
Mr. Did you say to me to read? Did you
Yes,
say that?
Abdurrahman. Do you feel okay today?
Yes, Mr. I'm good.
Good to know so. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Guy, said I to a robin, perched on a pole in the middle of the garden. Pink and yellow firecrackers zinnias, rough green leaves of broccoli, and deep red tomatoes on dying stems frame his still presence. I've heard you're not the real robin. Bird watchers have agreed, I said. The real robin lives in England. They claim you are misnamed and that we ought to call you a red-breasted thrush because you are indigenous.
Indigenous, yes.
He fluffed up. Am I not just Coco? He cried. That persistent warrior who carries warmth northward every spring. He seemed so young, his red belly a bit light and his wings still faded brown. He watched me untangling the hose to water squash. Look who's talking, he chirruped. Your people didn't come from Europe or even India. The turtles say you're a relative to red clay on this great island. Drops of crystal water sparkled on the squash. Indigenous, he teased, as he flew by. Mister, can you scroll down, please? As you flew by.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman. I think you formed one single idea after reading your first reading. And when we read it once again, the idea is going to be greater. So I'll let now Yusuf Samaha read it once again. By the way, guys, for Melissa L. Whiteman, so she's the speaker herself. So Hel Whiteman is the speaker. And we will know directly who is speaking to whom. Okay, yalla, Yusuf. Yusuf Samaha. Unmute yourself.
Just from the beginning.
Yes, please.
Hi, guys, said I to Robin, perched on a pole in the middle of the garden. Pink and yellow firecrackers, zinnias, rough green leaves of broccoli, and the deep red tomatoes on dying stems. Frame his still presence. I've heard you're not the real Robin. Bird watchers have agreed. I said the real Robin lives in England. They claim you are misnamed and that we ought to call you a red-breasted thrush because you are indigenous. He fluffed up, I am not. Just Coco, he cried, the persistent warrior who carries warmth northward every spring. He seemed so young, his red belly a bit light and his wings still faded brown. He watched me untangling the hose to water squash. Look who's talking, he chirruped. Your people didn't come from Europe or even India. The turtles say you're relative to red clay on this great island. Drops of crystal water sparkled on the squash. Indigenous, he teased as he flew by.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. As you can see, guys, the idea is so clear, but let me try to explain it once again. Okay, hi, guys. So this is the start. Now, who is saying hi and to whom? Said I to a Robin. From the first line, we can understand who the speaker is. It's Hel Whiteman herself is talking to a Robin. A robin is a bird or an animal. So birds and animals, they actually feature the North American culture, and they are extremely, all those poets are extremely influenced and interested in the nature in general. And we have many features of nature, especially the vegetables and the roses that she mentioned in the first stanza. This means that she's really influenced with nature and the culture of the native North Americans. So, hi, guy. This is also an informal language. So she made many contradictions, by the way, between formal and informal, concrete and abstract ideas and phrases and nouns. Hi, guy, said I to a robin. So this is the conversation. Perched. Now we're going to see what the setting of this novel. So it's a novel, of course, in the form of a poem. It's a really short story, okay, or novel. Perched on a pole in the middle of the garden. This is the place where the bird is resting. Pink and yellow firecracker zinnias. This is the atmosphere. The zinnias, like daisies or flowers, okay? Rough green leaves of broccoli, veggies, and deep red tomatoes and dying stem. This is the atmosphere or the environment or the scene, the background scene of the conversation or of this confrontation between herself and the robin, the bird. Frame his still presence. So he is presenting now, he has existed between these features of nature that he enjoys that much, okay? She continues after saying hi, guy, she's continuing to talk to him by saying, I've heard you're not the real Robin. I had some news that you are not the real Robin because the real Robin is originated in Europe, but you just look like him in some features. This doesn't make you a Robin. Don't be happy about yourself. Don't be proud of yourself and say that you're a Robin. You're not a Robin. I know this because the bird watchers told me about your identity. You are not. You are indigenous. You are a native North American, as if it's an insult or it's something that he should be ashamed of. Okay? She said, the real Robin lives in England. Yo, it's originally a British bird or a European bird, but the European, when they came to settle in America, they called you a robin, but actually you're not. You are misnamed, and that we ought to call you, we should call you a red-breasted thrush. Yeah, this is the original or the native bird name in North America. Regarding the native North Americans, they call him a red-breasted thrush because you are indigenous, as if it's an insult. Indigenous means a native. You are a native North American. He fluffed up. Now he turns to be angry and is going to talk back. Am I not just Kuko? This is called, guys, a rhetorical question. What does this mean? The rhetorical question is asked in order to show a confirmation or affirmation of a certain idea. It's not a formative question to wait for an answer. No, not at all. No. So am I not Jiskuka? Now he asserts that he is a Jiskuka. What does this mean? This is called the Iroquoian language. What's the Iroquoian language? It's the language used by the people in North America. The native North Americans. It means robin. Jiskuko means a robin. Am I not a robin? He cried. Of course, this is out of anger and provocation. That persistent warrior who carries word northward every spring? What does that mean? This is really strange. He is really proud of himself and saying that he brings or carries word northward every spring. This is a folk tale, guys. This is a folk tale. And it's said that he met, the folk tale says that he met the old man of winter and he brought the warmth with him and he brought the spring instead of the winter. This is just a folk tale that is known and reiterated amongst the people in North America. So he is talking about himself in great pride and arrogance and happiness that he has to be proud of himself in this regard. Okay, he seemed so young. Now she's talking about his description. He seemed so young, his red belly a bit light and his wings still faded brown. This is the description, or the physical description of his. He watched me untangling the hose to water squash. This is also something related to nature and shows how she respects the squash, which is part of nature, a veggie. She respects nature, and he was watching her maybe in disguise or in estrangement or in amazement, by the way, because he did not expect this from her at all. But let's see how he is going to respond. Look who's talking. Now the bird is talking. Look who's talking. He's talking to her. Look about yourself. He chirruped. And this is the high-pitched sound of the robin. Chirrup. This is also an onomatopoeia. Your people didn't come from Europe or even India. Okay, he's making fun of her. Talk about yourself. You're not originally European or Indian. You are a Native American, a Native North American too. So we are of the same scale. We are together. We are the same in the same balance. The turtles say you are relative to red clay on this great island. Who are the turtles? The turtles are a symbol of spirituality in North America. And also, the North America in general were used to be called the Turtles Island. Turtles Island. This great island means North America. So the turtles say, or the Native Americans say, or regarding to our civilization and regarding to our culture, you are a North American native. You are a native North American. Okay? Red clay here means the people of red skin. The people have red skin, and those are the native North Americans too. Then drops of crystal water sparkled on the squash. This visual image shows that now everything is cleared. The fact is clear that every single person has to be proud of his origin, whatever the others say. Then the bird says, indigenous, huh? He teased. He was angry and he flew by. But actually, the message that she tries to convey, or the theme, which is being a native, is something you have got to be proud of. She's proud of being a Native American. Of course, this a little bit contrasts the idea that she's making fun of the bird, but actually she wants to concentrate on the bird words that they have to be really proud of being native North Americans. And this is exactly the idea or the theme of our story today. If you have any question, guys, let me know before I turn to the word-wide analysis to this poem. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Yes.
You are now in which page? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 101. It's 101.
So I don't know, sir, why my internet is so bad. I am still in the I fluffed up in the first 3 slides.
Okay, Muhammad, I already explained every single stanza. So what is your problem?
I'm saying, sir, my screen is still there.
Okay, yes, I stopped the screen. I was explaining and I stopped the screen once I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm moving up and down. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Do you have any question, Muhammad, before I turn to the other analysis?
No.
Any question, guys? Abdulaziz, Ahmed Musa, Ali Sharif, Aid, Faisal Shok, Faris. No question at all. So please have yes, Ahmed. You have a question?
No, Mr. Do you want me to read?
No. Ahmed Musa, you're always gonna stray. I know you do not focus at all. I don't know why. I'm just asking if you have a question or not.
Okay.
Okay, Ahmed. So please, guys, listen to this kind of analysis. There's another one. Of course, it's very close to it, but we want to get closer to the language used by Roberta Hell Whiteman. She beautifully crafts her poem, which is Morning Talk, through her voice, language, structure, and even form, and her tone too, displaying the theme of being indigenous and the pride that comes with it. This is the theme, the main idea, being indigenous and the pride that comes with it. Yeah, so you got to be proud of yourself and about your origins. First of all, the main speaker of the poem, this is the Dr. Hell herself. Dr. Hell Whiteman is the speaker. She is narrating the poem and describes an encounter she had with a robin while she was out in the garden. However, we also hear the voice of the robin talking back to Hell Whiteman. The fact that the robin can talk to her helps them because it helps emphasize the strong cultural influence animals have on Native American people. Let's talk about the language. The language she used is what really makes this poem stand out. She uses a combination of informal and formal words. Like what? When she said, hi, guy, your, you apostrophe R-E. This is not standardized English. This is informal. Then she goes with the formal when she says, you are and ought to. Those are formal words and phrases. She also adds contrast to her poem with a mixture of concrete words and also abstract. What about the concrete words like first, England and brown? Abstract words like prisons and deep. She also demonstrated her knowledge and love of nature. And I said this too, especially in her description of the robin. She said, pink and yellow firecracker zinnias, rough green leaves of broccoli, and deep red tomatoes on dying stems frame his still presence. Furthermore, Hell Whiteman uses Native American phrases, this is so important, and references to words the end of the poem that really display her ties to the Native American culture. She loves it. For instance, when she says to the robins, am I not Discuco, that persistent warrior who carries warmth northward every spring? This is, like I told you, this is a folk tale. This is a Native American folk tale. According to this folk tale, Discuco means robin and comes from the Iroquoian story. This is the land of America, where a robin meets the old man of winter and brings back warmth to the earth. Also, Dr. Hell Whiteman makes another Native American reference When the robin proclaims, the turtles say, you're a relative to red clay on this great island. This is not a folk tale. This is not a folk tale. The folk tale is about the brings warmth to the earth. But this is not one. According to native language of the Americas, turtles are a symbol of what? Of earth, as well as wisdom, spirituality, and some of the tribes call this in North America Turtle Island. They call North America Turtle Island. I said this too. The theme is in these lines that the robin is very defensive and proud of the fact that he is indigenous. Indigenous. He is native, he's proud of it, and also is Dr. Hal Whitman. Being proud of your origin is something that you have to practice all the way and all over your life. Okay, this was another synopsis or analysis to Morning Talk. I think it is so clear and easy. We should have taken 2 poems today, but I wanted to concentrate on just one of them in order to shed light on every single point, in order not to leave you with any inquiry or question. If you still have any question, I'm ready to answer. Do you have any question? Huh? Do you have any question? Everything's clear. Very good. Now I'll say the names once again. Last chance. Take a 0 or send me the project. Abdelaziz Farid, Abdullah Basad, Faisal Shok, Faisal Madani, Faris Omar, Muhammad Ali Abbas, Muhammad Isam, Muhammad Naif Al Nasib. So guys, please, I'm sorry, we still have 2. I didn't read the names. Qusay and Saif Al Ghamdi. Please, Qusay, Saif Al Ghamdi, also, you need to send me your projects. Yeah, I didn't scroll down, that's why I didn't see the names. Sorry. Again, Abdelaziz Farid, Abdullah Basad, Faisal Shok, Faisal Madani, Faris Omar, Muhammad Ali Abbas, Muhammad Isam, Muhammad Naif Al Nasib, Qusay Kadi, Saif Saeed Al Ghamdi. Okay? Now, guys, please.
Mr. I sent it.
Who is it?
Qusay.
When?
Like, I think Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Good that you told me, Qusay. I'll check, and if so, I'll give you the marks, inshallah. Qusay. Okay, I'll check.
Thank you, Mr.
Welcome. Huh?
When I make the project, what should I do? Can you explain? Then I'll
Muhammad, send it to me via Classera, Muhammad. Compose a mail and attachment, then send it to me. And once you do, please let me know.
Okay.
Today.
I'll make the project today. And what shall I do in the project?
I said this hundreds of times, Muhammad. Where have you been? Choose a lesson and do it from the first quarter.
Okay.
Choose a lesson. It's that
the
simple.
First quarter. Okay.
Of course. From the second, you will do another one. Language or
language,
literature.
yeah.
I need only one. Language or literature. And if you didn't do the social, do it too. Send me English and social. Both. English and social.
Mr. Muhammad.
Yes.
Sorry, my internet went off, so it got me out of the...
Again, Muhammad, what?
I'm saying, Mr. My internet went off, so I left.
Okay, Muhammad, don't worry. No
I don't
problem.
know what happened with the internet
Yes.
today.
The
Yes,
social,
sir.
I sent it to the teacher.
Walid, right? No problem,
Yes.
Walid. No problem. Okay. No problem. Guys, in few seconds, you will see the assignment pop up on your screen. Just in few seconds. Here we go. Go do it, please, quickly.